Hey, welcome in. Hey there, Auntie. How's it going there, man? Uh, back at it. Yeah, back at it. I've been doing this for I don't know 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I've had to take a couple of phone calls in the mix of everything, but it's been steady at it. Get a bunch of stuff done. Busy, busy, busy. We picked up a new tackle store now. We picked up Fast Break down in Florida. That gives us 7 tackle stores down there. Yeah, time to make the jig heads. I'm gonna spend probably the rest of the day pouring heads. Yeah, do this. Got a pour bunch. I want to paint some. Maybe today. I don't know. Depends on how much I get down here. These here are 1/32 ounce. I got to do some with bait keepers later on the 16th. Appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you, everybody. This is what I'm doing here. Making those. Those will get painted up. You can't be too much jig heads. There can't. You can never have too many jig heads. You can never have enough. How are you doing over there? How's everything going for you, man? Back in the pot. I'm gonna hold off on these. And we're gonna go to the next size. Go to the next size. Okay, 16 pounds, 16 pounds. Number two hooks. Got any hooks hiding in there? Nope. And I thought I had another box of these with the number two hooks. We went through a bunch. You can't believe how many hooks we've gone through here in the last 2 months. Okay, these are going to be with the bait keeper. Go ahead and powder these up. A little bit of that magic powder on there. Oh yeah, they came out perfect. Did they all come out perfect? Yeah, they all came out good, except this one here came out really messed up. I don't want to do that. We'll melt that dude down. Too much cleaning I got to do to that. So I'm gonna put this one back in here. See how they came out this time. Who is that there? Fat Cat. Hey there, buddy. Oh yeah, look at that. Has to be redone. Not enough bait keeper on there. Hey, Stardusted, how you doing there? Just pouring up heads. These here have a vapor on them. We've been selling a bunch of these on the website. Mm, come on now. Get in there. Get in there now. Mm, perfect. These are for plastic baits. Welcome in. Hey there, Burke. How's it going there, Mr. Burke Trout? There we go. Welcome in, everybody. You doing good? Good deal. Yeah, these do come six to a pack, and I think they're like 5.99 or something like that on our site. They're not too expensive. They will get eyes on them though. They'll get eyes. Hey there, Clint. Hey there, Jeff. Hey there, Remington. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. I do go to the doctor tomorrow afternoon, but tomorrow at 6, we're going to be doing our giveaways. We're giving away a variety box, and then we're also giving away a ninja pole and a bunch of other stuff too. Bunch of other stuff. To be eligible for the big, the big prizes, I guess, you got to throw down a 5 spot. for a spot on the wheel. Now Richard has a bunch of spots on there, Mr. Panfish King, and Wayman too, and Jackson. That's what these are right there. So we got another refill order for a tackle store, and man, they ordered a bunch. And then we picked up a new store called Fast Break down there. So now we have 7 tackle stores in Florida. Wayman wins a bunch. He does win a bunch still. Him and Oklahoma Dirt Outdoors, but they throw down a lot of gifts to get those, you know. And plus, they're also in the top tier membership. If you're part of the Ultimate Jig Nation, you get a spot on the wheel. You're basically contributing $20 a month. Yeah, so that gets them in every drawing. Okay, let's put these over here. You have to bring out the snippy snips here. And that's what that's doing right there. Does have a bait keeper. They're gonna get eyes on them too. So some of these will get painted up tonight. Matter of fact, a bunch of these will get painted up tonight. Be working late in the factory. I'll be putting in some overtime tonight. Few days ago and got some really nice rooster saddles and some capes. Can't wait to tie with them. Oh, good. Well, these do break off, don't they? What am I thinking there? What am I thinking there? I'm gonna be breaking these dudes off. I forgot if these needed to be cut off or broken off. But it just looks like they can be broken off. And the 1/8 ounce, they got to be cut off. Yeah, these come in 6 to a pack. You're getting a pretty good deal with this. Again, welcome in everybody. That's what these are right here. They're gonna get eyes on them. That's what they look like when they come out of the mold. We gotta do some with spinner blades on them too. Mhm. Yeah, this one quickly. Still leaking. Yeah, it's leaking faster. Come on, get in there. Let's see. I bet the chat froze up again. It's been freezing up on me all for a while. There we go. We got more people in here. Nice to fish with friends. Yep. That Wayman. Hey, how's it going, Wayman? Appreciate everybody in here. Yeah, he had a good day fishing. That's good. Yeah, our chat's been freezing up quite a bit lately. Bad one. We asked our 3-year-old last night, our little grandson, because he has a cousin coming along the way in February. We're like, what should your little cousin's name be? which is gonna be a little boy, and said, "Santa? Should name him Santa." Like, "What? We're gonna name her like, my little grandson's gonna have a name like Santa." "Hey there, Fred. Just pouring up jig heads with bait keepers, jig heads with bait keepers." Trying to keep the drips from dropping, and my pot wants to keep leaking lead. Yep, welcome everybody in the live stream. Ah, still wants to leak. No bueno. That's what that looks like. Yeah, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I go streaming all day long. That's what I do. You guys get to see me pour lead, you get to see me paint the heads, glue eyes. You get to see every single facet of making a hand-tied lure or a jig with a bait keeper in this case. Came out perfect. Got a bad one. Got a leaker. Yep, tomorrow's the drawing. Tomorrow is the drawing. 6 p.m. Central Time. Thank you there, Wayman. Time is it 12:31? Yeah, I'll be in Tulsa tomorrow at this time. I don't think I'm getting the shots tomorrow. I think they're just going to do the consultation. Don't like that. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. These are 1/16 ounce jig heads with a bait keeper. They're also going to get eyes on them too. This is what they look like. They're coming out of the mold. Hey, good afternoon. How's it going there, David? That looks good. That looks good. 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 Appreciate you guys in here. We got 32 in the house. 32 in the house. Sorry, guys. That's the only sound effects I have. That's so good. Gotta do some 1/8 ounce, and then I gotta do a bunch of spinner blades. Bunch of spinner blades. Who did that there? That's Stardusted. Thank you so much, Stardust. Enter me in the contest. That'd be excellent. Winning some. With I appreciate that. You guys make sure to throw some W's up there for Stardusted. Appreciate you, man. Got the list right over here, guys. I had to start a new page, man. Today is Wednesday. Appreciate that, man. Another W. Throw some more W's up there for Mr. Stardust himself. Out of Kentucky. Is Kentucky money real good? I didn't know if Kentucky money was any good or not. Imagine living in a day and age where there was Union money and Confederate money. There was like United States money and Confederate money. There's been more money in the states here. There's been a whole lot of different currencies. I've sent you Kentucky money before. It didn't go through. It didn't go through. I'm just playing with you, man. Yeah, you guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Stardust. We got a lot of people's names on there. We're giving away a bunch of stuff. We're doing a bunch of stuff for the giveaways. Remington won the last one. Him. As far as the subscriber drawings, Remington, Panfish King, um, Victoria, and we had another person win a subscriber drawing. Then we had the cornhole bags. Jackson won the blue ones that we gave away. Then Lou won a rod. Lou from New Zealand. And Panfish King also won a PC Fun Reel. He recently purchased one of our striker rods too. We do have all of our rods on sale. We got our circle hooks on sale too, guys. Doesn't matter if it's a 5/0 or a 10/0. They're all 3.29 for a pack. Got to do two do-overs here. Let's see. Oh, money notes. Yeah, they were beautiful. They still are. Yep. I'm doing good. My back is about as bad as it's been in a while, but I'm doing good. Yeah, and Wayman won an advent calendar. He won that recently. He's been opening up each envelope on our Discord with his grandkids. Uh, I'm not. I'm not having any issues with it. Oh, we got a bad one there. I'm not having any issues. We got powder in there. We got a little bit of powder in there still. Yeah, I mean, I haven't had any issues. I don't know if anybody else has. Somebody else could be having issues with it. I put Alvy's bass on there last night. He caught him a nice 2.5 pound bass on the Thunderbird jig. On the Thunderbird jig, he caught a largemouth, Texas largemouth bass. Okay, let's do something here real fast while the pot's not leaking. Ooh, mama. Let's get this cleaned up. Okay, let's get the resin powder out. There is no branding on that thing whatsoever. So I've had people ask, what kind of powder are you putting in there? It's a resin powder for pouring metals and lead and everything. Back in the old days, this would have been worth, I don't know, maybe 100 grand back in the old days. I don't know about that. Let's go and do this again. Okay. Have been to make sure everyone. Oh, well, thank you there, Wayman. I appreciate that. Hey there, Houston. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for sending out the gifts, and I appreciate all you guys. Perfect, perfect, perfect. These are all perfect. They all came out good. Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. My day's been going really good. I got in the shop a little after 6 o'clock and been working hard trying to get these orders out. We picked up a tackle store refill order last night, and then we picked up another tackle store, a brand new tackle store today. We picked up Fast Break down in Houston, not Houston, down in Florida. So now we are in 7 stores down in Florida, which I'm happy. I mean, money's going to come in. The refill order was for Bridge Masters. They want a refill on jig heads with bait keepers, both regular and spinners, and they ordered four brand new colors. So I think we're gonna have what 18 colors in that store now. That's nice. I mean, I'm happy, and that means the money's gonna come in for a while, and it means I got to work, But hey, got to work for a living. That's what I do. And then today we may pick up another refill order, so that'll be nice too. Our jig head with bait keepers have been selling really good. In fact, I had to order more hooks, and so we should be getting them almost any day. We had to order more big hooks. Visit for a few. There's Alvy. Yeah, I put your video on Discord if you didn't mind. Yeah, Alvy caught him a big old bass with her Thunderbird jig. You're watching and oh yeah, I appreciate you, Alvy. I was talking to a gentleman this morning, and he primarily watched me on TikTok, and I said, "Yeah, we do most of our stuff over on YouTube now, and we've had a few people, you know, float on over from TikTok to YouTube." I mentioned your name. He knew who you were. That was kind of cool. Redo, redo, redo. That's a redo. That's a redo. Oh my goodness, I need to put more powder in here, guys. Need to put some more magic dust in here. So we are going to be putting out a new color here in the next week or two. I don't know what to call it. We've been calling it 8 ball. I might as well just call it angel dust. Matter of fact, I may just go with that name. People can take it for whatever you want to take it. Yeah, I gotta go. Well, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming in, man. My throat's getting all sore. I need to get me a drink. Did we get it? Did we get it? We got it. It's got to get cleaned. I don't want to clean this. This one's needs too much cleaning. Too much cleaning. So I'm going to go ahead and remelt it. My wife ought to be back soon. She took her mom to the doctor today, and tomorrow she's taking her husband to the doctor. 6 p.m. or 1800 hours is the time. Yep. I'll be going live. I don't know if I'll go live at 6, but it'll be maybe before 6. Who knows? But we'll be doing the drawing somewhere around 6:30ish. We'll get plenty of time for people to come in the channel. Get plenty of time for people to drop in. Another bad one. Look at that. That's a bad one. Oh my goodness, I'm getting worse and worse at this. That one must have had too much powder in it. We're not gonna dust it this time. I need to put some more solder in the lead, I think. Thin it out a little bit more. These are 1/16 ounce I'm doing. Okay, let's try it now. Let's see. Let's see. Hey there, Lou. How you doing? We got Lulu in the channel. How's it going there, Lou? Ooh, like that. That one I like. That one I like too. This one I don't like. I can work with that one. This one's too messy. Too much cleaning. Let's put it back in the pot and re-pour. I think I got too much powder in here. Got too much powder. Get the brush. Yeah, too much powder. Some parts have too much powder, some parts don't have enough powder. We got Lulu in the channel. We got 36 people here. Thank you so much, guys. Guys, make sure to throw down a like. I wonder what's happened. Man, we used to get 2, 3, 400 people on the channel. We used to get a bunch of people. I'm riding on hard times. Hard times here in Oklahoma. Uh-oh. Order up. Doing good, doing good. If you're coming in brand new, make sure to subscribe. I am pouring out lead heads. These have a bait keeper on them. We do sell them. They do come in 6 to a pack. I think we got like 6 colors of jig heads. Our number one selling jig head is a Mad Shad head with black and white head. Now it's coming out fast. Yeah, that came out perfect. Good, 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 good. Hey, Trudge. Okay, break these down. Again, a lot of these will get painted up this evening. Some of these will be going out in the mail tomorrow. We got a fella from the Texas, I think Texas, Texas or Arizona. So that's what that looks like right there. Again, appreciate you guys. I'll just vacuum them up. What do I vacuum up? When you clean up the jig heads, do you capture The filings, I don't file. I don't file my heads. Yeah, I don't file. I use nippers. Here, I'll show you here real fast. You got that head right there, ready to go. No filing. Yeah, I don't file them. There's some that are a little bit harder to clean, like when you get the stuff in the, oh, let me see. Like this one has crud in the middle. Oh, this one doesn't have a whole lot, but I have these little nippers too that will get inside where the bait keeper is, like right smack in there, and it'll clean that out. But I don't use any files on these. I don't like putting dust out in the air. Yeah, these nippers here are really good. I've used the cheapy ones for years, and then Richard Danford told me about these. These are like 50, 60 bucks on Amazon, and they're made by Fan Out. They're from Japan, and they're made specifically for lead. And they cut a flat, clean, you know, they cut off really good. There's like a 14, 15-year-old kid on TikTok. Um, he'll sit there with his little Dremel tool. Zzz. There's meanwhile, there's all kinds of lead dust going in the air, and it's like he's not even wearing a mask or anything. It's like, oh my goodness, this kid's gonna have issues if he ever gets lead poisoning. Hey, how's it going there, Elmar? That little Dremel tool he has, it's like spitting all kinds of lead everywhere out in the air. Yeah, I don't like putting dust out there. And if you have any rough patches or whatever, a lot of times the powder coat's gonna cover it up, and you know it's gonna cover it up pretty good. I I think so if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, I don't think it does. Yeah, he'll sit there and he's like 14, 15 years old. He used to watch me quite a bit on my live streams, and when I did a lot of stuff over there, but he makes pretty baits. They just I he just doesn't do things safely. And it looks like he's pouring his lead. It looks like he's pouring his lead in his bedroom because you look behind him and it looks like there's a bed back there. I don't want to go in there criticizing him because I don't like being criticized on my live streams. But he's if he doesn't watch out, he's going to get lead poisoning, or he's going to get somebody lead poisoned, or if they got a dog and they're you know licking up the floor or whatever. Oh yeah, but if you got like someone like me that studied lead and I've been certified to work in and around lead, uh, it's one of them things to where it's like, why don't they go to the firefighter and say, it's really hot in there. You might want to watch yourself, not get burnt. Back to work. Okay, we'll catch you later, Trudge. Thank you for coming in. Thanks for coming in. I'm not saying everybody that makes lures needs to be lead certified, but it sure helps to have a little bit of knowledge, safety knowledge on doing things. A lot of it's just common sense. When I go get blood tested, a lot of times my doctors they'll ask, have I been drinking it or smoking it? And it's like, no. It's hard to get lead poisoning if you're careful with it, but it's easy to get lead poisoning if you're not careful with it. Okay, like you got that piece right there. I got these little nippers, I guess you want to call them. I'll clean this one here in front of you guys. See, it fits right in there, and you could clean it out. Then I'll take the regular nippers, and normally when I'm doing them all, I got these tools right next to each other, so they're over to the side of me. Okay, and that one's ready to be painted right there. Again, a powder coat's gonna hide a lot of you know, the imperfections. It won't hide all the bumps though, so, when I use my nippers, I scrape along the top and kinda shave it off, kinda like if you were peeling an apple or a potato. It's just, a lot of time into it, a lot of practice doing it. A lot of time in. That one needs to be redone. Sometimes with heads like this, you see where that little nub is right there? Sometimes you can manipulate it by taking your nippers. Sometimes this one's not big enough, so take that like that, kind of mold it out there like that. But this one I'm gonna redo. Gonna remelt it, put it back in the mold. They're just little tips and tricks of doing things. I have wire bait keeper molds. I don't really use them. It's just don't really care to use them. Okay. Do a few more of these, and then we're gonna do some with spinner blades, or they're gonna come with the swivels on there. We gotta do some 1/8 ounce too. Able to make one of your streams again. Oh, good. I appreciate that. My day off. Oh, good. How many of you guys out there got to work on Christmas night or Christmas Day? We got to get me another drink here. I've had this seasonal sinus thing going on, and it stinks. I hate getting this. It happens in the springtime and in the fall. I know it's winter time, but man, we got springtime or fall weather here. It's like 55, 60 degrees outside. See, welcome in, everybody. I'm going to change the chat filter up. We've been getting our chat freezing up quite a bit. When I talk about the chat freezing up, it means I can't see the messages or any new messages coming in. So if it seems like I'm not answering any questions or making comments, it's because the chat may be freezing up on me. Let's see. Here we go. I've been on here for an hour and a half already. We had a fox or coyote in our yard last night. My daughter-in-law was like, I bet, I wonder if that's what's been underneath your house, which I don't think it has. I mean, I think we've just had possums down there, and we did catch a cat too that was under the house. If it would have been a fox or something, we would have seen dead chickens in the yard, or usually the coyotes out here they'll travel in packs. Yep, welcome in everybody. That's already 1:30 almost. It's almost 1:30 here. Oh, good. Uh, Coyote was probably scouting, maybe. Never know. Trying to keep it hush hush. Getting ready to tell his buddies. We're having us a chicken dinner tonight at the Flores house. All you can eat chicken. Okay, let's go ahead and move over to the spinner blade. Spinner blade jigs. Do some of those up. Yeah, these heads here will be gone fast because they do come in 6 to a pack. Okay, put these to the side. Bring out the spinner heads. Got those around here somewhere. Got some of these in stock. Now, these they'll just have to be cleaned up a little bit. They'll get painted, they'll get eyes, and then they'll get a spinner blade on them. We have a few of those left. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this powder down. Let's get our swivels over here. Are they both the same size swivels? Are they different size? Yeah, they're both the same size. I ordered a couple more thousand of these. I knew these were going to sell well. Hey there, Ivan. Welcome in, Ivan. These are a number two hook. Okay, let's get these over here. There we go. These will have to be cut off. I wish I could twist them off, but they'll have to be cut off. These do come in 3 packs. These do come in 3 packs. There we go. Now I only pour one side because the other side doesn't have a bait keeper on there. And then with these number two hooks, you can't put the number two hooks on both sides. They end up crossing each other. Ooh, what is that? Huh, let me put that over here. It's a little split ring. There we go. Let's see. If you have any questions, let's see. Yep, thank you so much there, Lou. Appreciate that. Sometimes I do daydream. Sometimes I daydream. Sometimes I'm just in here and kind of zoned out sometimes. I try not to be. These here are number 12 swivels. Number 12. If you're wondering what I'm putting in here, I don't know if you guys can see that little bitty swivel. I think that the one store, Bridge Masters, I think they ordered 12 packs of each color. They had some empty spots. They had a couple of empty spots. Hey there, Sandra. How you doing? Yep, welcome in. We did pick up a new tackle store, so I'll be busy, busy, busy. Busy as a bee. So in Florida, we are in Roland Martin, Lakeport Marine, Lakeland Fishing Outfitters, Garrard's, Lake Placid, Bridge Masters, and then also Fast Break. Fast Break, that's the newest store that we picked up. Let's see. It is nice and warm outside today. Nice and sunny too. We're going to be about 70 degrees for Christmas here. And then watch, about 2 weeks later, we'll be 2 feet under snow. Oh wow, I missed a bunch of messages in here, guys. The chat freezing up. If you are a managing mod, you can switch your chat feed in the chat here. Kind of cold where you're at, yeah. Hey there, Panfish. Yep. Hello, hello. We doing? Houston. Thanks for asking. Yep. Sandra's doing. Yep, welcome in, everybody. Appreciate everybody in here. Yeah, if you are a managing mod in the channel, you can switch the chat filter. Sometimes the chat will freeze up on me, and I'm having to change the chat filter from top messages to all. And so sometimes I am missing some messages, some comments. Hate to do that, but let's see, and that's what that looks like right there. That'll get some paint on there, some eyes, and then a spinner blade. I ordered more spinner blades too. We got some in a couple of days ago. We got some more spinner blades, some more swivels. I got to go to Walmart here a little bit later on. I got to go to the pharmacy. Let's see, I figured it out. Oh, good, 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 good. Anything to help? Oh, you're good. You're good. Let's see. How do I get manager? Yeah, go by the register and ask. Can I have a manager in aisle 3? You got to be a mod first. We're not taking on any new mods here right now. Yeah, if you're gonna be a mod, you got to be in the channel, quite a bit. You got to be friendly to everybody, welcome them in, and all that stuff. And I'm not saying you don't do that already. I'm just saying you got to be in the channel quite a bit. If you're not in the channel a lot, you know, sometimes it does hurt to have to make everybody a mod in the channel. You got to have knowledge of what I like and what I don't like as far as people making comments. Okay, these are 1/16 ounce. They're gonna get a swivel on them, or they're gonna get a spinner blade on them. They do have a bait keeper though, so we do have that for people that like fishing with plastics. We don't do any plastics. I don't make any plastics. Okay, that's what that looks like. Hey, Rudy. Uh, How's it going, Mr. Rudy? I think that's my wife that just drove by. It sounded like her car. This mold pours really clean. I wonder if I should, we should pour some without the swivel and see how it pours. It pours cleaner than the other one, the other mold I have. Let me do that real fast. Now it's pouring dirty. Oh man. Well, it's still cleaner than the other mold. Let's see if I can. Where did those heads go? Yeah, I may just use this the next time for just regular jig heads with bait keepers. Okay, put this back over here. Put this over here. Let's get these cut off. Let's see. Clint, Bernard. Don't you want to get sick? What are you talking about there? Don't wanna get sick. Oh, yeah. I don't wanna get sick. Are you doing okay today over there? You guys keep Raphael in your prayers. They had the funeral, I think it was yesterday. He'd lost his best friend. I have some of these already made up. We're gonna want 12 packs of these. That's quite a bit. 12 packs of each color. Let's see. Oh, wow, I missed a bunch of messages there. Yep, missed a couple of messages. I'm still not back. Oh, that one got some lead splashed in it. These swivels are not cheap. I try to stay away from the cheap swivels because sometimes they don't work out too well. I used to get swivels from this one place and they would just break off easy. I didn't use many of them because I didn't buy when I first started. I wasn't making a lot of them. And then I found I get these from Worth, the Worth company. I think they're up in Wisconsin. They do. That's where I get my spinner blades and things like that from. Get a lot of stuff from there. Okay, these are 1/16 ounce with a spinner blade. They have a bait keeper. A lot of these are going to be going down to Florida. How's the doctor visits? Was it yesterday you went to the doctor or was it today? I can't remember when you went to the doctor, Clint. I hope everything went well. He went, I think yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Well, we got 88 people in here, guys. Thank you. Yeah, make sure to subscribe. I mostly tie lures, but a lot of times when I go live pouring lead, I'll um, I'll go live. You got a lot of stuff I got to pour. Let's see here. This is a powder that's basically like a resin powder. It helps the lead go through the mold smoother and quicker. It's kind of like spraying it with easy off, like a pan release. Then I'm putting a little swivel in here. Okay, we're gonna hold off on these. We're just gonna do that. Okay, we're gonna go put these hooks back in here. I don't have many of them, but I do have some more coming in. When the new batch comes in, I'm gonna pour a bunch of more of these. We're gonna switch over to the 1/8 ounce here in just a little bit. These will get cleaned up and then they'll get powder coated. They'll get eyes on them. And then I'll put the swivel on last. These are 1/16 ounce. They do have a number 2 hook, so it's a little bit bigger hook than our regular hand tied lure. These here are a little bit tougher to paint because you got to put a, I'll use the shrink tubing on both sides on the eyelet and then also on the swivel too when I paint them up. Try to make sure to keep the paint out of the swivel. That way it's free spinning. We're gonna do some 1/8 ounce jig head keeper, and then we're gonna do some with a spinner. And then lastly, I'll have to do some 1/16 ounce pill heads because we did pick up a new tackle store. Okay, we need some 1/8 ounce pill heads with the bait keeper. So we're gonna go to the number 1 hook. See, I think I got a box open. Yep. And this is what the number 1 looks like here. It's a 1/8 ounce head with the number 1 hook. These will go by a little bit faster because it's a bigger mold, bigger cavity. Oh, come on now. Oh no. Okay. Okay. So we need the 1/8 ounce pad. Yeah, these are going to be the bait keeper. A little bit of powder on there. Oh, golly, did we get the chat freezing up again? That just stinks. There we go. I'll catch up with the client so he can rest. Yeah. Hey there, Sandra again. Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, we're gonna be doing a drawing tomorrow around 6 p.m. Central Time Zone. We're giving away a variety box for the in the gifter drawing. We're gonna be giving away, a ninja pole again, and, we got a lot of other things we're giving away too, so if you guys wanna come out and hang out and watch or whatever, we're also gonna do some subscriber, drawings too. If you do live outside the US, you do have to pay your own shipping, and it's because sometimes shipping in different countries is pretty expensive. That's what that looks like. Oh, she's back. I think she's back. Let me go see if my wife's back. I'll be right back, guys. Oh, oh, she's not back. Woo. Yeah, one of our friends got she got back surgery and she regained a lot of the feeling in her legs. I guess she was going through the same issues I had been going through with basically neuropathy and what's been going on with me is I have these lower vertebrae that are all pinching my nerves and I don't have any feeling in one of my legs. And so I guess she had surgery a while back and she's starting to get her feeling back in her legs, which is good news for me because there's a possibility I can have the same thing happen with me too. How many of these do we have on the wall? We have zero hardly. We have four, three packs hanging on the wall, the 1/8 ounce. See how many of the spinner blades? We still got some of those. Still got a few of the 1/8 ounce for the spinner. So we're doing good. May get to win another one. Yeah, that would be nice. Hey there, Jimmy. Yep. Good luck tomorrow. Yep. I don't stand a chance. Yeah, there we got a lot of people in it. Here's the list we have so far. Now we started a new page here. Here's all the names. I got them all written down. That's the most gifts we've gotten in a long, 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 long. I mean, I've never had that many any $5 and $10 gifts. Yeah, we've gotten a bunch of people throw out $5 gifts and Wayman and Panfish and oh Jackson. They've been giving gifts out for other people too. I think Wayman put your name in there, and I think you put your name in there too. I think. Let's see. Yep. Yep. Yeah, you're in here already, Lou. Let me see. I don't know how many times. Yeah, we got a lot of people in here. That variety box, has over 100 lures, and we've sold some on our website that were like, we charged, I think, 200 and I think 229 or 239 for that box. But we're giving away one of those boxes tomorrow. We got a 1/64th and a 1/80th ounce box. I was going to try to make another 1/32nd ounce, but I just haven't had time. Hey there, Keegan. How you doing there, man? You doing okay? Good to have you in here, Keegan. Hmm, I thought I heard a car door. Oh yeah, yeah. I appreciate you guys. Change my mind. I'll take the variety box. Yeah. So I think they have 126 lures in there, and that's a 1/64th ounce box and a 1/80th. How's the weather where you out there, Keegan? I can't remember if you're out in Georgia. Yeah, these are 1/8 ounce with a bait keeper. These do also come in 6 to a pack. We go out there. I thought I heard a car out there. I'll make sure we're not getting a delivery or something because she is back. Yep, Stephanie's back. We've had my son and daughter-in-law stay here the last couple of nights, and when they come, they bring their dogs, and their dogs are pretty well behaved. They just like barking at the cat, but I think they got used to the cat. Our cat would whip their butt if they got in a fight, but so we have 2 less pets in the house now. But my son's dog, I can't remember what breed she is, but she's a little black dog, but she runs the house here when she's here. Ma Bella usually runs the house here, but when that other dog's here, that's the queen of the keep. Okay, there we go. You can have us draw. Oh, yeah. I have a pretty good day. Golly, I'm excited. We picked up a new tackle store today. We got us another reorder, or fill up basically from one of the other tackle stores. There's a good chance we may have another fill up, another reorder from one of the other tackle stores too. Yeah, these are 1/8 ounce that I'm doing. 1/8 ounce. Did the chat freeze up again? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, we've had a good end of the year, man. We last year, oh my goodness, it was awful. Yeah, she's the boss, applesauce. Yeah. Yeah, her name is Pepper, and then Bruno is the Chiweenie dog. He looks more Chiweenie than our Chiweenies that we have here. He's a little bitty black dog. The other weenie dogs just look like weenie dogs. They're just a little bit smaller, you know. But Bruno is like teeny tiny compared to our dogs. They're all they're all brothers. They're two brothers and a sister, and we got We got Bruno and Bella. Bella's a brown one. It's Buster's sister, and she's a big old heavy mama. She bosses Buster around everywhere. And then we got our cat Lolo neutered the other day, and she's doing fine. We don't have to worry about her getting knocked up or anything. She's already had 2 litters of kittens. Ha Ruben, can I talk to you about a problem I'm having with some larger jig heads I'm pouring? What's the problem that you're having? What's the problem you're having? Maybe I can help you. I might be able to help. I may not be able to help too. I don't do any bass lures. I do some, but not a whole lot. Hey there, Kay. How's it going there, Kay fishing? I'm using silver mustad, pouring large cannonball head jigs, 1 to 3 ounce. Eyelets becoming brittle. They look like they're crystallizing almost. Mm. Let's see, 1 to 3 ounce. My eyelets are becoming brittle. Oh wow, you may have your lead too hot. That may be the problem. Your lead's too hot. Yeah, I only turn mine on my Lee's pot to like 5 or 6. I don't ever turn it up to number 9 or whatever. What is it, number 9 or number 10? Let me see what's up there. Yeah, I never turn it on all the way to number 10, which is high. And because of all that lead, what's happening is it's overheating the hook and it's changing its or what you call it. It's basically changing the the strength of your hook. And because you're pouring so much lead, uh, and it's such a big head, is that because the lead's so hot, it's basically changing the oh, there's a word for your hook strength. You need to turn your lead down. Oh, I got lead dripping here. I don't want to look away from the pot too long. Yeah, let me get this fixed here. It's all I need is a drop of lead landing on me. I got to keep my lees pot on max because I'm rowing through about 400 an hour. Well, you're gonna have to change up speed for that's one of those speed quality issues there. Yeah, 400 in an hour, and you're trying to keep your lead that hot. Um, I don't know what kind of pot you have. Do you have a 10-pound pot or a 20-pound pot? You know, they do make a 30 and a 50-pound pot too. That's I don't want to say that's the problem I had with the 10-pound pot, but that's that may be your issue there. 20-pound? Huh. Are you fluxing out your pot regularly? Because I poured a bunch of sinkers and it hasn't messed up my brass eyelets any. I've never seen them turn different colors. And that's usually what happens when your lead's too hot, even with when you're pouring sinker sinkers, your brass when it gets too hot will want to change colors too, kind of like a hook. Um, but I've never had issues with that. Solder flux is okay, but you may need a wax too. I do both when I flux mine. I mostly when I'm gonna flux it real good, I use a wax. When I'm pouring heads and I see that my lead's not having consistency as I'm pouring, that's when I use the solder. You may have to use 2 pots too, because if you only have 1 pot and you're trying to keep up and you're keeping your lead that hot, that may be another issue too. I would probably invest in a second pot and keeping your heat about maybe number 6 or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know exactly what your pot is like, but I have 2 pots, that I use. I don't use the second one. The other pot that I use is basically a ladle pour right now, and I recently got that. Somebody sent me that as a gift, and, but before that, I had just a regular, pot like this over there, and when I'm pouring a bunch of heads, especially like quarter ounce heads, I made sure I had both pots going. Oh, you're torching your molds too? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I never torched my pots or my molds. When it's cold outside, like I'm talking like 0 or 8 degrees, a lot of times I'd have both pots going if I was gonna pour all day long and that's all I was doing, and I had a lot of eighth and quarter ounce, I had my second pot going, and sometimes if I wanted to keep my molds warm because it does get cold in the shop here at times. I put my mold up there on that pot and let it get warm. If you're just using 1 pot, um, you may have to get another pot. I mean, I'm not the doctor or fix all when it comes to the lead pouring, but, I'm just trying to troubleshoot, you know. Do you just have 1 pot? Yeah, you're pouring that many any you're pouring that many jig heads, and they're that big, you probably need 2 pots. But I've never run into an issue where my eyelets are all changing colors and getting brittled and all that. Yeah, I don't do any big super big heads like you do. I just do I go about as big as a quarter ounce. I've poured half ounce before, but we don't sell stuff like that on our website. I don't know if that's helping you out. Let me see. I think the chat froze up again. Being too hot so we can. Yeah, yeah, I hear you there. What the temp said that. Yeah. Oh, thank you there, Grumpy. Appreciate that. Oh, and a single pour? Oh my goodness. Oh, that's a lot of pouring there. I guess if you do pour them that big, I don't think I've ever seen any jig molds for, lures that big that are multiple, but I'm not out there looking for them either, so, I mean, I wouldn't know. Fish and flukes, good style baits, and I've been using the big ones for offshore. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't do anything that big. These here are 1/8 ounce for the bait keeper. They're gonna get painted up. They're gonna get eyes on them. We've got 35 people in here, 48 likes. Yeah, I wouldn't know what to tell you with that. I just say you got the lead too hot. Either that or find a different hook or something. I don't know. I keep getting voids. Oh, I use this powder here. Um, I use a powder. It helps get into all the little nooks and crannies of the mold. Yeah, that's what I use. That helped me out a bunch. That's where I can get the barbs looking really good. That was a big game changer for me. I don't know what it's called. I just call it a resin powder. It helps the flow of the lead. It runs through the mold a lot faster, and it gets into all the little tight spots. Ooh, gets into all the tight spots. How long does that application last? Like how many pours? It'll last me. I do it about every pour, every other pour. I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't pour big jig heads. These here are pretty small compared to what you pour. You may just have to Google it up or something. Yeah, but if it's messing with the hook temperance, um, you're gonna be losing money there. I have heard of people where the people's hooks are breaking. Um, and I've always advised other people just cut, go with a lower temperature. You don't have to turn it on high. It's kind of like cooking eggs. You don't turn on the stove full blast when you're cooking eggs. If you want an easy over egg, you got to have a little bit lower of a heat. Hey, Jimmy. Okay, let me cut hot a little bit. I can read this. It's still leaking lead. Yeah, my profit margin. Upper heaven to lose all the hooks, incomplete pours. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, yeah. That's a tough thing there. You're just gonna have to find a way to get it done. That's the thing about it. I would just go to two pots. Have one pot be your pot that's turned up a little bit higher to get your lead to melt down, and then your other pot, you take from that pot. I don't know if you see that. Yeah, just pour it into that one. Use your one pot to melt everything down. To get it from a solid to a liquid, and then gradually switch it over to the one that you're using to pour up the molds. I know that kind of sounds redundant, but I don't know. You just got to find a way to make it work. Find a way to make it work. Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't give you any quick fixer upper advice or anything. Gotta clean out the pot here. Got a bunch of stuff floating on the top. A lot of stuff floating on the top. That one's bad. Let's see here. Yeah, you're in a tough spot there. Well, hang on. Yeah, the chat froze up and I unfroze it and I got a lot of catching up on reading to do here. Hang on a second. Okay, let's see. Would produce better results. Let's see. Oh my goodness. I'm like reading a novel over here, guys. I'm thinking ladle pouring these small ball heads may also be a problem. I've got a pour spout mold too, but the stopper has rusted out and haven't gotten to try it that way. Do you think the pour spout would produce better results? Sometimes I don't know for the smaller stuff. I don't use the pour spout if I'm pouring 2 ounce, cannonball sinkers or 4 ounce. I use a ladle for these on a 2 ounce, or 1 ounce maybe. You know, I use the pour spout, but mostly I use the ladle. 200 products. Yep. Thank you so much, Panfish. So again, I don't know other than me pouring sinkers. As far as big stuff, that's all I do. As far as big stuff, it's just the sinkers. A lot of times, I'm the biggest I pour is probably maybe a 6 ounce, but I use the ladle for that. I don't use the pour spout on the bottom. Now I'll use the pour spout if I'm pouring like 1 ounce or 2 ounce cannonball sinkers, but those aren't that big. But if I'm going to pour other sinkers too, A lot of times I'm just using the ladle for those. Every so often, I'll pour up some of the 2-ounce, inline spinner sinkers, but those are the biggest things I pour. I don't do any huge, you know, cannonball jig heads or anything like that. I don't know if anybody here on YouTube does big old, you know, jig heads like that. You may just have to float around different apps and take a look what other people are doing, I guess. I don't see that many people doing what I'm doing right now, pouring jig heads on a live stream. On TikTok, I might see 1 or 2 people doing it, but here on YouTube, other than Crappie Man Jigs, he doesn't pour the big stuff. And even with his bass lures, I doubt if he's pouring a 3-ounce bass head lure. He might, but I don't know. But I have a feeling he's just using the pour spout on his. Yeah, I'm just thinking you got your lead too high if you're tearing up the hooks like that. Either that or try a different hook. But those stainless steel hooks, those are hard to mess up there. But you may have a problem on your what you call your temperature thermostat too. It may be overheating and getting your lead way too hot. That's another thing to look at. That's one of the issues. Some of these guys that are pouring out oh, what's that other metal? There's a metal out there that people are using for jig heads these days, and it's just I can't name it, but you got to get that metal so hot that some of these guys, when they're pouring their jig heads and they're trying to do it at home or whatever, they run into the issue of their hooks are busting and breaking and all that. Hey there, Zyro. No, you're good. You're fine. I just sometimes it looks like a novel to me. No, I don't mind it too bad. I'm just taking it easy. I'm just pouring heads here. There are days I got to get a lot of stuff done, and when on those days I don't like reading long messages, but I'm having to stoop down to look at the message sometimes, and my bad back is killing me. I'm gonna buy some lures probably tomorrow. That'd be good. Nicey guy. Thank you so much. Yep. Welcome in there, Houston. Yep. Thank you, Houston. Yep. Yeah. You guys out. I'm kind of pointing you out, Houston, but I'm not picking on you. Okay. Just take it for what I say. Okay. Being a mod isn't that big of a deal. You know, it's not too big of a deal. Some people they think they got to get the wrench. they got to be a mod, and most of my friends, sometimes I give them a mod for a day or two just so that they can follow some of the people in here. But don't don't get upset if I don't make you a mod, okay? I'm trying to downscale on my mods because apparently on with YouTube, sometimes they don't look at having a lot of mods as a good deal because you get everybody on the channel that's a mod, and then people that are coming in from the outside, they don't feel welcomed in here because everybody's either in the green or the blue. So I'm just saying, you know, for somebody that's aspiring to be a mod, it's not that big of a deal. I'm trying to make it to where the mods that are the mods that they are helping out the channel, and I know that I've sometimes made people mods that were my friends and still are my friends. Um, but sometimes you get too many mods on the channel. It doesn't have the appearance of being welcoming to people that are just starting to watch. Because then everybody thinks everybody is my buddy in here, and which that isn't. That's not so. You know. Anyway, I'm not picking on you, but I am using you as an illustration, especially the kids. A lot of times the kids want to be mods. Let's see. Rivers, welcome in. No, you yeah, yep. Just as good mod. Yeah, she probably maybe. I don't know. She comes in every so often. She didn't come in every day, but she comes in quite a bit. But some of the people that I mean that have been my mods, like Remington and Panfish, they've been my mods on TikTok for 3 years, 4 years, and then they've come over, and we've become friends through that whole process and just over time. So it takes a while to become a friend, and it's that way in real person life. I don't want to say real life because we're living real life, but sometimes it takes a while to make friends, and sometimes people want to be friends like right off the bat, like I'm their bud, I'm their bro, and friendships take a while to make. At least good friendships do. Bad friendships, I don't know about that. Ah, I knew it. I didn't have my mold all the way closed. Look at that. Like I'm gonna do something with that. Look at that. That's what I get for not paying attention. Oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? If I wasn't the boss, I think I'd fire myself right now. Order in the court. Let's see. Yeah, that's one of when you get jig heads that are like this, there's a couple of problems. Either the mold's not closed all the way, or in my case, I may have too much of that powder down. I may have too much powder in my mold. And also the powder may keep my mold from closing completely. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna dust it off. Little dust. See, look at all that powder I had in here. Pay sucks. Yes, it does. It does stink. Who was that? That Panfish or that Remington? Look at that. They both jokes the same way. I mean, I have been watching for almost a year. Oh my goodness. What is the power? What is the power? What are you talking about the power? I've got power. I got a 110 outlet. That's what I have. 110 outlets. Okay, we think we got it. Okay, let's see how they came out. Let's see how they came out. Oh, the powder? Yeah, I don't know the powder name. It's just a resin powder. We got it when we got our spin cast mold, and we had a big old bag of it. We still got a big bag. I just don't know where to get it. I've had people ask me, "Why don't you give me a little bit of that powder?" And I don't want to give it away because I don't know if I can repurchase it. So it's lasted me quite a long time, and we used it for the spin cast machine. We would put the powder down on the silicone molds, and I had the bright idea one day. Why haven't I been putting it on these molds? Especially with the bait keeper on there. And once I started using the powder, it helped me out so much. But we used to use it on the on the silicone molds we have. I'm hoping one day I can get a new spin cast machine so I could use those silicone molds again. We've had some people want to buy the silicone molds, and I'm like, I'm not letting. I do want to use them. I want to use them again one day. And some of those silicone molds, like let's see here, like these molds, man, they run like sometimes they run like anywhere from 200 to $500 a piece. Especially the good ones like this. This one has all the little peg things for where the eyelets go. But yeah, these are some expensive molds here. A new spin cast machine will run anywhere like a good one. We're talking like 5 to 7 grand. One day away from being a big giveaway. Yes, yes. $5 spot will get you a spot on the wheel there. Come on now. Okay, what is today? Today's Wednesday, isn't it? Man, we got football games on again tomorrow night. We got a giveaway to tomorrow night too. We're going to be giving away a big variety box with little lures in there, a ninja pole. That's a crappie pole, either a 4 footer or a 7 footer. I'm also looking at some other things to give away too that I'm not going to name out right now. But some of those items run anywhere from 40 to $50 a piece. And then we're going to be giving away some subscriber drawings too. So if you're not a subscriber and you want a chance to win something free, make sure to subscribe and watch tomorrow. You do have to be there. You do have to be in the live stream tomorrow for the subscriber drawing. And if you do live outside the country and you do win, You do have to pay your own shipping. Shipping could be anywhere from 20 bucks to like 150 bucks, depending on where you live. But if you live here in the continental USA or even in Hawaii, if you do live here in the US, there's no shipping involved because everybody's gifts are going to be paying for shipping. Giving away a football. That would be good. Maybe a brand new car, little Hot Wheels car, that is. But tell them what they won, Rube. You won yourself a 2015 Camaro, little matchbox car. Chance at the wheel of destiny. Yeah, instead of us spinning the bottle, we're spinning the wheel. That would be awful, wouldn't it? Instead of playing spin the bottle, we're spinning the wheel. You guys ever play spin the bottle as a kid? I did. It was not fun at all. I don't even know if today's kids even know what spin the bottle means. I don't even know if they know what it means today. Okay, let's get this one put up. We are done with the 1/8 ounce. We may have to pour some more, I believe, because we picked up a new tackle store or two. Or, well, we got a new tackle store. Yeah, you know what it is. Yeah, I never had any fun with that. I'd go to I had a friend of mine in school and we had a bunch of people spend the night and he had a sister that was like a grade below us. And so one of their slumber parties, they're just a bunch of guys and girls there. And we're talking kids, we're kids, we're just burly teenagers. And somebody come up with the idea of playing spin the bottle, and there's like no parental guidance, what guidance. Yeah, this poor fella friend of mine had two parents that were alcoholics, and they never checked up on us kids. Spin the casting machine. Yep, that might work. Are you still in here, Lou? Did they play spin the bottle where you're at? You with spinning the bottle, you usually have to like kiss somebody or I don't know. I don't know what how people do it, but that's usually what ours ended up being. And then usually it would end when somebody would be like, "Okay, Frank, you got to kiss Bruce now." And that was the night. That was the end of it. We didn't play any more spin the bottle after that. Okay, what size are these? These are size 10. We need size 12. Oh, I need to go digging in my swivel box to get some size 12, and it's all covered up with boxes. Oh, it's not there. Where did it go? Oh, it's over there. Hang on, guys. Oh, where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? There we go. Got to open up a new bag of swivels. Ooh, mama. No great, yeah, no great outcome. Yeah, yeah. It was always now it wasn't the dude that picked the dude. It was always somebody's turn, and then it was always it just ended up weird all the time. One of them weird, you know. And usually that's when the night would end. It was like, okay, we would do stuff like, okay, somebody picked somebody to go do something, and I remember one time it was like 20 degrees outside. This is in South Texas. It didn't get too cold down there a lot of times, and like, okay, you gotta run around the house, a complete run around the house in your undies. And I'd seen them do this to other people, and then they would run around the house in their undies, the perimeter of the house, and then they would lock them outside the house. They would do things like that. Just brutal, just mean. Okay, these are the ones with a bait keeper and a spinner, bait keeper and a spinner. Oh, those came out pretty. Those came out perfect. Look at those there. Look at them bad boys right there, guys. Them things came out pretty. Okay, let me find. Okay, these are the one eighth out. So I already have these. So we're gonna do a few of these. Uh, yep, trapping this season and got a bobcat last night. Oh my goodness! You gonna get it mounted? Oh, cool. Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do if I had a bobcat in my trap. It was Oh, okay, well, good. That's like, that's good on both ends there. Yeah, I was telling my wife well, I told my kids that we caught a bobcat under the house in our trap. We have one of those cage traps that, the door shuts, and they're like, and Stephanie's like, "No, no, you quit," she knew I was kidding. And I'm like, "Yeah, we caught a cat in there. His name is Bob." So, anyway, we did catch a bobcat. I just decided to name him Bob. We do have bobcats here. A couple years back, I saw a bobcat run across it was in our yard, and it ran across the street, and man, that thing just took one leap. It looked, with how fast it was running, and it had, the short stubby tail on that thing. It scared the heck out of me because that thing was big. I don't know if I would have been able to fight that thing off if it jumped on me. I fought a dog years ago that charged me, and but or I fought a couple of dogs. One time I stuck my arm down the throat, and it freaked out the dog, and man, I had, bite marks all on my arm and everything. I was like, "If you're gonna bite me, I'm gonna stick my arm down your throat." And that's what I ended up doing, and I think I freaked it out, and it ran off. The other time, I started wrestling with the thing. I got bit a couple times, but I think that dog got bit too a few times by me. But old man Ruben, I wouldn't know what to do these days if I got attacked by some animal. They're paying to get it. Oh, good. That's awesome. I them things are pretty though. Wayman post picture on Discord after. Yeah, they are pretty cats. I know every mounting I've ever seen of a bobcat, they looked they're wide eyed and they're all surprised. And they got the mouth open and everything. Okay, let's go back. I'll get that up here. Okay, these are the 1/8 ounce underspans that I'm doing. They're gonna have a swivel on them. Again, these will get painted up. They'll get some eyes on them, and then I'll put I think it's a size 2 swivel on or size 2 blade on there. I don't know if that Charles is still in the channel or not. I wouldn't know how to help, you know. We just don't do the big old molds like that. It'd be nice to do big old molds like that one day, but all the stuff I make are for panfish. You can catch bass with these too. It gets very dry in the shop. I almost need a humidifier here. Get too much moisture in here, it'll mess up your powder coat. We don't wanna do that. I don't need to mess up my powder coat. Go. On vacation, you just, don't realize it, yeah. Hey there, Jimmy. Jimmy Pop-Tart, and I don't care. Jimmy Pop-Tart, and I don't care. Jimmy Pop-Tart. Let's see. I love doing what I do, it's fun. I enjoy doing what I do. I know sometimes I do get stressed out, especially if I get a lot of big orders, and I was kinda stressed out. We picked up a new store, so, you know, I'm not gonna be as stressed out, but I'll be tying a lot of 3 dozen of this, 6 dozen of that, and so we'll be doing that all over again. I'm not gonna take any more custom orders here for another month. That way I can get through these orders. Tomorrow, I gotta work on getting at least one of the custom orders done. They tell me there's no hurry on it, so I know they don't mind getting it after Christmas, but I wanna try to get them done fast, because I know I got all these tackle store stuff I gotta do. Let's see. I don't have to work tonight. That's good. Oh, that's really good. Plenty of YouTube and rest. With my new phone, it is an iPhone. It tells me at the end of the week what my average screen time is. And it has been last week, it was 9 hours a day that I spent on the screen. That's a lot of time on the phone. Now, I wasn't live streaming the whole time, but I'm glad I got the new glasses though. Do your hands and fingers ever cramp? Not really. I mean, sometimes, but not as much as what some people think it would probably get. If anything, they get dry. So I do have lotion that I try to put on my hands every night. But no, they don't really cramp up. I've been pretty fortunate about that because I know other people that are in my field that they they've had to get carpal tunnel surgery, and or they have issues, with their hands cramping, with their hands getting brittled. I haven't run into that yet. But then again, I know guys that have been doing this for 30, 40 years, and they don't have any issues with their hands. I've always been in, how would I say, in manual labor, I guess, to say. I've had office jobs and stuff like that, but I've always done stuff physically and with my hands. I do have this here. Let me see if I can do it. It's not doing it that bad. We get what they call trigger finger, but it's not, it's not doing that right now. Sometimes a middle finger will get caught like that, and then I'll bend it out and it'll like kick out, but it's not hurting any, when that happens. Yeah, I don't have it right now. Sometimes it's wanting to do, yeah, there we go. But it doesn't hurt or anything like that. Well, guys, I'm gonna take me a little break here. I've been on here for a few hours. I do have to come back in and pour. So I'm just gonna take a little 15-minute break. The pot's not leaking right now. And I'm gonna take a break, get my hands all cleaned up, and go say hey to my wife. Because we may have to run to Walmart here in a little bit. So we'll see you guys here in a little bit. Thank you guys for the gifts. Appreciate that. Thank you for the likes. Uh, we'll catch you guys here in a little bit. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Okay. So we'll see some of you guys here in a little bit. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.